What's up YouTube, COD4Man221 here, and welcome to another episode on Season 4 for my Commandos 2 online series. We are playing as the British here. You can see the Tommies are moving through the snow here. And we're also playing with Nick, who's the Americans. We're going against Dragon of Mage and COH Patton, who are both the Wehrmacht. Now, Res Winter, this map, I find the battles always tend to take about 40 minutes to an hour. And basically is who can kind of control the middle and one fuel. That's all you need, right? Now, what often happens is if you're on the top here, you have to be very careful you don't get pushed hard on your flank where my guys are currently capturing. And if you're on the bottom here, you got to make sure you really hold that fuel. And you kind of have to split up. So basically, me and Nick broke this up. He's going to capture the north. I'm going to try to hold the middle. And I'm not going to push for the south early on. And you can actually see our opponent's bulletins. You can see the player I'm going to be fighting against, primarily Dragon. He actually has a lot of stuff to make his troops reload faster and shoot, and definitely, reload and fire. So I'd be careful that, the British soldiers, we are very slow firing with their Lee Enfields with their bolt actions. So it's important that I'm in cover whenever I engage Grenadiers. Anyway, I'm going to start making cover where there is no cover. I'm going to make some cover along the ice here. You can see it's actually broken ice there. But there's some like random boxes here to give you cover. And then on this side you have the shore pretty much. So now I'm going to capture the middle point, and they're actually pushing hard against Nick. Early on, you can see we already have a unit up here trying to harass Nick's field. They're going to hop into this house. I mean, they have 3 windows to shoot out of, but they did stop Nick from capturing that, which is important. And then you can see we have Grenadiers and more Pioneers moving up, so really pushing Nick up north. And meanwhile, the guys left me with no issues at all. These guys are on the ice here, and you can see he's moving up. But yeah, Nick is definitely under fire. He's shifted targets now to the Grenadiers over here, and he's actually going to try to close the distance with them. The M1 Grands are more fast firing than the Car 98s the Grenadiers carried. So they should win up close like this. They can put down a lot more fire. So the Grenadiers are forced back. Same thing over here. Nick was actually taking a little bit of casualties though. I lost 1 man in that unit. You don't want to be fighting these guys too close up with their MP40s. Anyway, in the south you can see I'm going to move my units in. I'm getting no opposition, so I'm setting my MG right here in Vickers. And my MG is going to start capturing down here. I'm going to cut off their field. They can capture us. That's fine. They can do that. But I'm just going to cut it off. There you go. You don't get any fuel. So if they're going to try to cut off our fuel and mess with Nick, then I'm going to make sure they don't get any fuel either. So we both are at a disadvantage. Orange has a lot of troops in here. Nick should probably be getting grenades, I think. Well, let's go to Nick. Nick does not have grenades yet. Anyway, you can see over here, I actually hopped into this house here. So we're in heavy cover, and we should be able to beat these Grenadiers one-on-one in heavy cover like this. So basically, he sent 1 Grenadier to kind of stop me. He thought I probably had like 1 unit or something, and I'm going to force him out. He's going to come around the house to this side. That is a mistake, because you can see we have a lot of guys shooting at him. He's forced to pull back at this point, so I've cut off their field. I'm feeling pretty happy about that, and you can see up north, Nick has pushed that guy back who has a mortar. It seems like the Axis mortars are pretty overpowered. I've noticed no one used to use the mortar teams, and now every Axis player seems to use them, especially Wehrmacht. It's either in the infantry support guns. The infantry support guns, in my opinion, should not have suppression with them. But these mortars fire really fast, and they have a lot of explosive damage. Now, they're trying to make it so it counters the British emplacements, I guess, but most of the time the British emplacements don't even kill units. And I have these guys, so I'm just going to keep basically delaying these guys. I'm going to see if they have anything over here. And they're actually set up a forward position here. They have a machine gun. And I'm going to have to try to get out of their range here, but I'm about to get pinned, so I got to retreat. When you're men are in negative cover, they tend to get pinned much more quickly. You can see these guys are going to start launching rifle grenades in this house. And I'm actually almost going to lose my squad here. It was an interesting run route here, right through the middle. And I have an MG in this house here also. I just want to make sure I can lock down the center here.
A capture point is being overrun.
So they're going to link up their field. We've had our field for a little while now, so that at least hurt them a little bit. Nick is going to put a funny position here and going to upgrade it with a machine gun. You can see my opponent, though, that I'm fighting against down here has a lot of Grenadiers. He has, well, I guess only 2 right now. Oh, that'll change, trust me. I'll have a lot. Anyway, so I'm figuring, you know what? My opponent's dug in. I've seen that. I've seen that he's dug in around this house. Here's an MG and a mortar. So I'm going to capture this position, and I'm saving up fuel, and I will build a mortar emplacement right along here between the houses. So that's where the next phase of the battle is going to be. And Grenadiers are definitely not going to win against a bar up close like that. You can see they're really trying to harass Nick, it seems like, up here at the field, and really pushing for it. Anyway, I haven't even gone over my doctrine. We're a couple minutes into the video. Nick's Solid Rifleman Company, I've gone with the Vanguard operations. I want the Crocodile, I definitely want to land the Logistics Glider, and the Stream Support is amazing.
Firepower is now available for units.
It's not as overpowered as the Stormbrick was initially, but boy, the Stormbrick just used to like wipe out units. Anyway, you can see these guys are going to put down some defense so he can't run over it or something. And my troops have upgraded them with Brits to make them even more deadly against the Wehrmacht units, which I know are going to have some very nice MG42s, I'm sure, with how many they're making. It seems like the game has changed a lot. You know, online is very dynamic. It's changing. You know, 1 month's tactic. I mean, you have the basic stuff like cover, right? You have that basic stuff, but, you know, the game really changes when you add new factions, new variables into it. What am I saying by this? I'm seeing a lot of people think the counter to the British is a lot of Grenadiers and a lot of infantry. And that's just not the case. It seems like, especially Grenadiers are being made. Now, people are infantry spamming like they were when we had the conscripts back in the early days. And you have just a ton of conscripts, you know, and they made them less deadly. The British can counter it. The British Vickers is an excellent machine gun. In fact, I actually just got the bulletin for the Vickers, which gives them, it lets them reload faster. And also, British infantry aren't just a pushover. When they are in, the thing is they have to be in cover, right? The British have to be in cover, but when they have Brents or even the Lewis gun, they get dropped from the half track, they will tear up a Grenadier squad. Anyway, you can see I'm going to start shelling this position here. And he has a reinforcement bunker at this point. I did not know that.
He's trying to take a point from us.
And I gotta turn my MG here because they could possibly take that over. They have a lot of mortars over here. I've been seeing a lot of mortars, and especially I've been seeing the spams of some of the infantry support guns by OKW, definitely. And they actually have, they let the American half track actually not shoot from the back now, so it just doesn't get the damage penalty. It doesn't say rear armor hit. And I have enough guys. I'm kind of covering this area over here, but I also have one squad here. I'm gonna try to I'm trying to get into cover. You know, I saw they were in cover there. I'm gonna get destroyed when they're in heavy cover, so I'm like, I might as well finish this guy here. My opponent sees that I mean, he's shooting a mortar right back at me, so I gotta be a little careful. He's moved up his mortar. You know, we did kill one guy back there.
Emplacement under attack.
But this is gonna become a major target for my opponent here, as it should be. And Nick is with a vengeance, using his AA half-track and trying to wipe out any units he can. So he just wiped out one Grenadier squad. He's got to pull back though, I just want to get Panzerfausted. But it is suppressing, so that's good. And we're actually engaging some of these guys here. And look, we got a major assault coming in. I'm mainly focusing, I could pop my guys to the cover, but I'm mainly just trying to shoot the hell out of these guys right here. The flamethrower will do bonus damage against my building here. So I'm actually going to destroy this assault here. They're shooting rifle grenades at us, and they actually wiped out my squad there, which is a little cheap.
The squad's gone.
But that squad's down to one man. I'm actually going to ignore the squad that's shooting us in the back here and try to kill this guy. And I do have my other squad shifting over here. They only have 2 men, but they should be able to kill the Grenadiers in the negative cover here. So I force him back there. I'm going to get back here on my own.
There's an officer awaiting orders.
I'm going to bring my guys up. You can see it's very deadly. The combination of the mortar shooting at them and my own guys who managed to... This guy just sniped that unit, so we managed to secure this position. Again, but that was a major assault. This guy's down to 2 men in his mortar squad. He's got to be careful.
An infantry section of Tommies has been... An emplacement is being attacked.
But there's one more squad coming. And look at this. I just dropped a glider. I'm like, okay, I need something to help reinforce. I can't just wait. I'm getting pushed pretty badly over here. So I'm like trying to dodge that. I kind of did. But this, my officer should be able to take this guy out. He's got to be careful. You can see they're going to use a Panzerfaust here, and this should... He somehow got away. He doesn't have a gun. The animation's kind of broken there. Unfortunately, though,
Emplacement under attack.
he's somehow... I guess he's still... He can reinforce all the way from over there. That reinforcement bunker has a way too great a range, I think. But I'm going to lose my mortar here at this point, which is unfortunate. I try to move up, try to kill the mortar, maybe. And I'm going to throw a grenade. Which I managed to do, and that does actually wipe out that mortar. So I decreed that, but he's going to move up. I'm getting suppressed by this guy, unfortunately. He's going to move with his AT, and he's just going to one-shot my mortar, which is almost dead. Now, I could have braced, but it was too little too late at this point here. And he has a... Not to mention, if I manage to kill this guy, he's a scout car here with the upgrade. I told back I'm going to lose my guy here. He's definitely getting in the way of my guy trying to kill him there, and he will wipe him out, actually. So I'm going to lose my officer here. Or not. That's cool, too. Yeah, I did. Bummer.
We've lost an officer in action.
So I lost my officer, I lost my own position here. Anyway, Nick is having an engagement over here. But I have an MG ready. Now, the Vickers will tear up the scout car. The scout car just has to get behind it, though. And I'm trying to bring as many infantry as I can. I figure if we can shoot a lot at this guy, you know, we should be able to... You know, it didn't do as much damage as I thought it would do. We don't have any kind of AT. We have Piats we could possibly get. But I want to be pushed back fully here. That mortar that got recruited. Oh, my opponent. How'd I get killed by it? Huh. Anyway, I'm losing squads. This guy has 2 kills already, including my officer. He's going to destroy my forward position here, my plane. You know, these guys have the Brents, so I think I can force my opponent back here. So he did destroy this thing completely. That cost me a lot of manpower. It's really unfortunate to destroy that there. Anyway, you can see they're kind of doubling me over here a little bit. Well, at least the mortar support will be coming in. But Nick has completely pushed back his opponent. Actually killed a lot of his units. His opponent's only down to two grenadier squads and a pioneer. Nick's completely wiped out those units. He's also building his fuel caches. If I can kill this AT, I will. I'm hoping to de-man it because I'm saving up here. I'm going to grab a Cromwell, and that'll teach his little scout car to kill my infantry like that. Now the problem is, if I can't kill this AT, I'm going to be in trouble here. And he's just going to keep running back. And he's also, my opponent went with the Luftwaffe commander, so he's going to be dropping medical supplies. You can actually drop munitions and fuel using manpower. He's going to drop them right here, but they have to be dropped on an actual point. They have to be dropped on like fuel or munitions. They can't be dropped actually on a like a standard point like this one. Anyway, those guys got pushed back. Like there's all this debris of my plane here, the glider. So Nick has basically secured the northern area right here, which is good. I like that they actually have medics too. The Brits can get some medics. I'm gonna put down a mine here. I figure I have the munitions right now. Let's just be sneaky. They're gonna attack roll on this place again anyway, right? So I'm gonna heal up and reinforce. I still have my MG in this house. I'm gonna have to shift that over to like one of my fighting positions that I've manned here. But the problem is they're still pushing on Nick over here, so we're really fighting 2 separate wars at this point. 2 separate battles, and right now I'm not losing my battle. Yes, I'm losing the victory point here, but I think it's pretty even so far on this point here. Like no one's had a decisive advantage where they've been able to push the other player completely back. And I have a tank also, so I'm waiting for that nice little half track, not the half track, I'm waiting for that nice little scout car to come back. I don't know why he's just attacking grenadiers like that. He has no support, no AT or anything to help him out. I mean, it's not like he doesn't know that's there. And I'm going to try to do my duty here. Going to try to capture. So I got to be careful I don't get Panzerfausted. But just of course as I move my tank around, I'm going to get outflanked by these guys here. We have a lot of units coming in over here. But I am flanking him right here. And he's actually going to lose his squad here. The MG is setting up. And of course, I'm pulling my own tank back as this guy runs up here. So he's going to kill a lot of my infantry here. So you know what? I'm going to wipe this guy out here. He's managed to wipe out my MG here. He's almost going to wipe out my Vetsi squad. And there you go. He's done there. And we are actually wiping out. We're going to probably wipe out this squad if he's not careful. So, poor unit preservation on my opponent there. Another squad wiped out. Now, it's kind of critical. I did lose my squad. Let's not deny that I lost one of my squads here, but almost lost two, actually, so it's got rifle grenaded. So, Nick, you know, they're pushing me, so Nick actually flanked around. Is going to capture the middle again. And whatever that is got shot down. I do have another glider coming down, actually landing this around the same area. I love watching these guys come in. Like, isn't that cool? You know, you had to have some real guts to be in a glider, to be honest. And I can also train commandos from this and medics. Now, I haven't really avoided combat. I haven't really used the medics too much, but the commandos, I love the British commandos. They are like the coolest unit. They go camouflage. They have satchel charges. They're amazing. They're great. They have suppressors on their things also. Anyway, I have my officer here. They can kind of work together, I guess. But they also have the gammon bomb, which is very deadly. I gotta be careful. I was like, oh my gosh, get away from the mine what my men are literally standing on. And I know he has AT, so we do have to be careful here. I would have loved had a Stuka just to, like, hit this area right here. He's really fortified here, and it's kind of hard. Anyway, first Panzer IV is out for these guys. So he's his first Panzer IV, and I have a second Cromwell coming out, so I do outnumber him right now, but he has a lot of AT. AT gun, Panzer Grenadiers. And I just see my opponent just keep dropping all this stuff here, and it's making me nervous to see him drop all this stuff, because he's actually doesn't have that much fuel, believe it or not. Well, he actually just, he's got a tank. And I'm being very careful here. I do see these guys. Nick was telling me to watch out. I am going to fall back here. Those things are not too accurate. The thing is, though, like, this is not bad against infantry. Let's see his Panzer IV here. Managed to get a shot on it. Why he can't get a shot on me? I'm going to fall back. I'm going to almost lose my officer again. The Commandos just look sick. Like, they look really cool. And I have a second Cromwell coming up. I'm going to grab a tank commander. You just got to upgrade the tank commander. They need... It basically allows them to shoot faster. Okay, makes them more accurate, which is always a good thing. And I'm in the forward retreat point, actually.
Our capture point. They're trying to take it.
Anyway, you can see they brought the AT up here. And not only do they have the AT, they also have some of their grenadiers around here, I think. Yep. And my opponent's going to push me over here again.
Enemy causing trouble, trying to take one of our points.
And I'm like, that's okay. You know, he's just kind of doing this to harass me. I don't think he realized I have 2 tanks. Now I'm like, do I want to show that I have 2 tanks when they don't know if I have 2 tanks or not? I'm just like, yeah, might as well. Just going to run right next to guys. These guys have no AT whatsoever. I'm going to start killing these units, just really doing a lot of damage. My opponent should be retreating right now at this point. So he's calling some kind of artillery down. I got to run my troops out of this thing. There's a flame barrage. And then the Panzer IV. Okay, let's just pause for a second. Good flanking move, right? But he knows he's outnumbered against 2 tanks. I mean, you don't wheel away showing your rear armor. So this is a very poor use of a Panzer IV right here. So he actually ran over my mine there, destroyed his engine, and he's done. So, and now Nick has his... Oh, yes. Okay, then I got sniped here. Okay, so, yeah, fair. We both lost a tank there. And I can't retreat yet from the mortar because there's fire there. No, Nick's man's pushed them back in the center. They're actually making another push up north here with a tank. And Nick is going to lose his squad here if he's not careful. And you bet I'm going to try to kill this thing here. I would have loved actually to get these guys around and launch a coordinated fire barrage right here. Just try to hammer that. Anyway, he's going to retreat there. I'm going to push him back. I'm going to again try to cut off their fuel. I see that they have a nice little bunker here. I don't like bunkers of the enemy, so I'm actually going to try to destroy that. I do have commandos being made out of my glider here. Cirque once again calling artillery down on me. They're really using a lot of their munitions doing this. And that was actually, and that's getting hit by a Panzer IV. Just gonna try to kill that bunker, and I'm gonna fall back here now. My tank was having a mistake here. I don't know why he backed up there. I'm gonna launch a smoke shell here in a second, and I think I lost my squad there. So yeah, I put smoke here, and I'm gonna run back. I don't know why he didn't pursue me. I was like, is he gonna let me get away with this, really? And he did. So I'm fairly happy. I do have my commandos out ready to scout. These guys have passive for ambush, camouflage basically. They have demo charges, and they also have a light bomb. They can also get a smoke grenade when they're vet 1. So I don't have a ton of manpower, but whatever's manpower is going to go help my troops repair that. Once again, Nick has pushed back his opponent up north. Mainly because his opponent's tank came after me. I don't know if Dragon's not being a good teammate. I mean, he has a tank, I guess. For the amount of munitions he probably has, including 2 munitions caches he's built. I did destroy that bunker, by the way. For the amount of munitions cache he has, he probably should upgrade these guys with the mounted, the MG, basically. So you can see Nick has a lot. He's really, he's going toe-to-toe with this infantry here and winning.
Cromwell gun tank, ready for action.
Anyway, he's going to fall back here. And yeah, he's going to have to retreat. Anyway, he's going to have to fall back. He's getting hit by the Panzer strike, so very bad engagement from Nick. I mean, it's not just, that was a bad engagement. Nick has to fall back. Maybe he'll get as lucky as I did. Oh, but this guy's going to blitz. No, he's not. His guy is glitching out here. And thankfully they pull back. So, actually, that's the second time CH Pound has let his tank not kill anything. Anyway, oh my gosh, I just missed it. So, my commandos, they snuck around here. I threw a grenade, wiped out a Panzer Grenadier squad right here. You can see that had Panzer tracks. I took out infantry, so I took out an AT gun, and my commandos also took out a mortar and almost killed that mortar, but I gotta get back. But those guys had a lot of damage. I wish I hadn't missed that. That was really cool. I was like, that's a cool part of the battle. I love these commandos. You guys can probably not tell. Anyway, I'm going to try to hop in over the fence here and call my little smoke artillery thing down here and try to destroy this house. They can see me, so they're going to start shooting. If I can just get someone to do this. I may lose my squad doing this, which is really bad. We instantly get suppressed. I'm trying to throw it down. I get it called. I'm going to fall back here. So now you can see my guys at base. Oh, that's Nick. I must have not gone that. Anyway, they're down to no health for these units here. And as the health gets taken away from these units, I'm going to use my tanks. I'm going to get ready to charge in there. I'm going to reinforce my commandos, which will probably help lead the charge. But our opponent is very smartly dropping medical supplies, of which none of his guys can actually pick up. No support guns can pick those up. Anyway, the Easy 8 is a great tank, and Nick really likes it. A nice rifle grenade, whoever shot that one. Anti-tank rifle grenade. Nick should... Oh yeah, he knows the opponent has all these, so that's why he didn't push up.
Your commandos are ready.
So I have actually 2 commando squads. We're going to push up and take over this area. This area over here, basically. And he actually got all healed up, so... Maybe those take a little while to heal up, or maybe a unit grab them for him. Yeah, I have 400 of this. I'm really saving it up for the strafing support and the vehicle repairs. Anyway, here comes my assault. They're going to immediately... I'm going to call my own air raid in here, just trying to kill some units here. My tanks are a little far back, though. We're going to immediately target the AT here. Just get around him so he can't do any damage. And this AT can only suppress so much. I'm almost losing my commando squad here. Grenade should be going down here. So that guy's wiped out. And I have basically broken the back of my opponent here in his position here. And I'm gonna try to maneuver. I know there's a tank and AT over here. I'm never gonna destroy his bunker over here, so this is where their fuel was. I do see the Commandos here. I'm gonna throw a grenade and try to take that guy out, which I managed to do. So he doesn't have an AT, but I do see he has a Panzer. And once again, if his Panzer IV wants to fight me like this, I'll do it. But there's a Tiger. So this is going great. I've secured this area. My rockets are shooting for no reason at like one guy retreating. And look, this is Panzer IV's on the ice. I'm like, can I snipe him? Then I get my rear armor hit. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's a Tiger, Nick. So I'm forced to fall back here. I'm going to shoot the smoke grenade like I did last time. Too late. I'm going to mass retreat. It feels like the Ardennes here. We're running away from heavy German armor. So they managed to kind of push Nick. They distracted him temporarily, but Nick's got to come down, which he will, and help save my skin because we are retreating. We are falling all the way back here. I did not manage to put another mine down to slow the Tiger down. And we're retreating here. I've already canceled the retreat point. I'm following all units back. We're gonna run behind our glider here. We're gonna go all the way back to base. I moved my Cromwell out of position here. This guy actually didn't have the commander. It's unfortunate. So I'm gonna put my tank around here, just in case I need to flank anybody. And they're gonna, they're pushing through the middle here. I'm gonna lose this squad here, probably if I don't retreat. I see my glider here. They're gonna destroy it. That's okay. I already have 2 commando squads. I wasn't that interested in medics. And look what my opponent does. I have an AT here, and he's gonna try to kill my units that are like single-man squads here. So I'm just gonna use my tank, get behind him here, and miss. But he's got an AT at him, so he's gonna lose a tank here. Anyway, they're calling a heavier. They're calling a Stuka over here. That could have been devastating if I had any of my units close by, but I can hear a Stuka coming. He's gonna send some of his own tanks over here to help me out because he saw this. His opponent on the right side has massive armor over here also, especially the Tiger. It's gonna be very hard for us to destroy. Anyway, I gotta figure out how to reinforce my units here. We're in a state of chaos here at this point. But everybody is reinforced. I gotta move my AT gun up to help out Nick. But he's actually almost killed that tank there. Unfortunately, let's see. When my tanks, every time they come, they almost get run over. They run over the glider here. Anyway, you can see my shells are literally bouncing off that tank there. I have my own AT moving up here, and I have my Commandos to support. These guys are reinforcing. I wish I had a medical squad here, but these guys are already equipped with the supplies. Anyway, I can help Nick repair that in a minute, but I gotta grab my own tank first. So this battle that was going very well for it. Someone's actually under attack here. Huh. Anyway, this battle is going really well for us. I'd secured the southern side, or I was in the process of securing it. It's now turned completely around. What are they shooting?
Our capture point. They're trying to take it.
Huh. Anyway, this guy's remanned all his stuff along here. I'm gonna lose my squad, but that's okay. I saw the Commandos actually he fell back. I'm gonna get this guy out of here and try to reinforce him. So I'm actually taking some shots at his Tiger here. I'm trying to use my Commandos to scout. But that command that just died did not wish I had done that. Anyway, so my units are gonna get ready here to capture the center victory point again. And we do have a vet 2 more. These guys are really fast firing when they're high veterancy. Anyway, still kind of nervous for an assault here. I do have a Cromwell. Nick does have his tanks basically finished. And I keep out my Commando scout here. Also thinking about when is the right time to use a strafing support, and now is not the time. However, now is probably the time because that Tiger's so far forward. I think he hopped in that building there. That was low health building. That was not smart. So we have the rockets coming down from the Royal Air Force.
Weapon crew lost.
I did lose a weapon crew way back there. I lost my guy here. I'm just gonna run. I'm gonna blitzkrieg with my Cromwell. This is not a good idea, but heavy artillery's going down. I'm just gonna push back his Tiger. But look what's happening right here. Let's watch the Commandos kill count. We're up to 8 right here. actually not killing that many, but we completely wiped out the army right here. Every unit has been wiped out. My Commandos got 5 kills, but all the weapon crews have been wiped out. Nick is going to get back. He is being flanked here. Anyway, I do have my my Commandos kind of screening here against infantry. I'm going to lose the squad if I don't pay attention, which I managed to pull him back just in time. Something's getting shot down here. But, so, I would say that was a... I said we won that. You know, I lost a Cromwell. Big deal. I'm going to grab a Firefly now. Someone's going down.
HQ is under attack.
Look at that. It went right into my HQ. Okay, I also got a Crocodile, too, but I do not need a Crocodile at this point. So we pushed our opponents back here. They're taking the capture point back. It's okay. Nick can keep pressing. But look at all the infantry these guys have. That guy has none because he lost everything. But this guy has 4 Grenadier squads and 1 Panzer Grenadier squad. That's a lot. Yeah, it kind of sucks that hit our base there. I know these guys are going to keep reinforcing here. Nick should have given these guys grenades. If you're going to go this heavy rifleman, you got to give him grenades. See Nick just like moving forward with flamethrowers, dodging. They had a very brief patch where flamethrowers were like completely overpowered, and they finally fixed that.
A Firefly is ready to give someone a bloody nose.
So he's going to move away from the smoke here and just go for it. He's got to fall back though. Unfortunately, he's going to fall back through the fire. And because the fire was on the ice, he actually didn't lose any troops retreating. So we have a Panther over here to make our, you know, we don't have the greatest armor force here, obviously. But I'm feeling pretty good about our infantry component. These Commandos are quite good units. They just look really cool. You know, the British units just look really cool in this game. They go camouflaged here. I know what I'm doing. I'm using the special ability here to kind of see what our opponents have. I see we have a Panther. And because Nick's tank saw that, he actually started shooting at these guys. He mans the Panzer Grenadiers, which is the most expensive unit you can possibly man that with. He's going to make a reinforcement bunker here and just reinforce everybody. Basically rayman all the stuff he lost before. Is that a Vickers? They stole my Vickers. And he's also going to drop supplies to his troops here. We have a lull in the fight, and this guy's had his tanks repaired, and they're Vet 1 and Vet 2, so we gotta be very careful here. Help Nick repair his tank here. And if they need me to, I'll easily hop on this AT and start shooting at the heavy German army that we're expecting. This is not good though right now. They actually moved far enough up they can somehow see us. Barely. My commander's just gonna destroy this AT and allow Nick's help here. We did not think that our opponent manned all this stuff that fast. Anyway, I lost the commando squad. That's really bad.
The squad's gone.
So Nick's calling out all their artillery, so we're going to try to assault here. We're just going to keep basically just bloodying these guys here, you know, destroying all their health. I am man the AT here. Our opponents are going to sense weakness here in a minute and probably going to push up. But no, I mean, you should really put a medic bunker for how much we're... So let's see if he... Okay, so if he picks it up, he'll actually heal up the units. Yeah. So I'll make them fight harder. So he has a couple units that are just going to keep Nick busy over here somewhat. He's shooting all these rifle grenades are wasting munitions, it seems like. Now, I don't know why my opponent decided to move up his Panther, but... that was a mistake. Anyway, I'm going to move on up. And I'd love a grenade right here. Which I don't have. I was actually just going to throw a coordination fire. Just kind of pound this area here. I don't want them having any kind of cover along the wood line here. I have to fall back again. I don't want to lose my officer again. The problem is I feel like our opponents are just getting stronger here at this position. You know, you can see my own artillery is being shot from my base. And I lost my officer again. I seem to have lost a lot of my commandos. So talk about, you know, I shouldn't be criticizing the guy so much on his infantry preservation. Moved his guys around. There's actually no blizzards on this map, so theoretically you could pound this area and make it so tanks cannot cross on the ice. I remember everyone thought blizzards were like the coolest thing. First week they're like, oh yeah, it's gonna be all tactical. People are gonna attack through blizzards. In fact, people just like hate them. So like no maps have them. You know, all the maps are basically summer. I mean, even the winter maps people don't like as much anymore. I do have my guys gallantly manning our AT gun here with the little... Oh, here we go. Something's happening. He's going to push up with some infantry. Managed to repair that quite quickly. Bet 2 on those guys. Anyway, they're calling our toy down. I'm going to lose my AT again. That was actually a... He's got to fall back here. If these guys had Panzer Shreks, he'd be in a lot of trouble. So we're going to pull back here. If they want to push up, they're going to be dumb. And that's exactly what it's going to do, because we have a lot of armor here to push up one Panther. I don't know if they're not coordinating correctly or why this armor's just sitting back here for this kind of an assault here. But just going to lose a lot. He's just losing infantry here. And that Panther's almost dead. He's going to try to repair it again, which is frustrating because I feel like we can damage him, but we haven't been able to finish him off yet. I'm not really even doing anything. I do have
One of our commando sections has been lost.
I brought my commandos over here, and they got killed somehow. I don't remember how. So I'm basically down to my tanks, my rural engineers, and we're in a lot of trouble at this point. You know, I have the Air Force, you know, shooting at these guys here, but I'm doing a lot of damage though. But they can keep reinforcing. But the strafing is helping.
We are down to 300 points.
They've also put a bunker right here to guard the center. So it's basically who's going to lose their armor. Whoever loses their armor is going to be in a lot of trouble here. So I'm actually saving up. I'm telling Nick, let me get my crocodile out. This thing will help lead the charge and kill their infantry that's already very badly damaged. The crocodile will have a field day with these kind of cheap units here. Not cheap units, you know what I mean. The units that are basically no health. And they decided to send a Panzer IV over here, like Nick has no AT. He has a Jackson. I have to say though that I go for the Jackson and we'll probably win this fight unless the Panzer IV can flank it. We're just going to play like that, the Jackson will win every time. Anyway, massive assault coming in. Check it out. We have the crocodile. Just destroying infantry. So for some reason they pulled back some armor here. And Nick's going to launch that barrage down again. White phosphorus. And this should just... We're going to wipe out. Just going to keep wiping out all these MG crews again. Anyway, I'm telling Nick, like, let's move up here. We got a Tiger over here. We can't see because of the destroyed Panther. But the Firefly shoots so slowly. Anyway, my Churchill Crocodile, 15 kills so far, 15 infantry kills. They're calling enemy aircraft down. I gotta keep pushing up here. We do outnumber his Tiger. And he did briefly shock my crew here, but we can definitely beat this guy, I think. You know, it's not like these are a cheap unit. They're 155 fuel. But we have to be careful. We do have other tanks here. And look at this. He's going to launch this guy right here straight at us. You know, you have nothing protecting you. Check it out. Boom. Have fun sinking. So there goes that. 90 fuel gone. You can see Nick's Jack's actually going to boldly charge forward here and might actually wipe out the Vet 2 Panzer. Oh, that was lucky that bounced out. So I'm over here. And my turrets are very slow to turn also. So I have to be careful, but I feel pretty strong because I have... Look how far this thing shoots. It's great. Love it. Because I have AT. I mean, I have anti-infantry with the Crocodile, so if they want to try to charge through any of these kind of guys, they'll have to go through that. Anyway, Nick told me at this point to basically, you know, not go too crazy and push too far forward. But we have completely broken the back of Dragon. He has lost pretty much everything. He has no armor left. He has He didn't actually. I don't think it was a single thing actually. Let's go into Dragon here. He had nothing. This guy has absolutely nothing. Not even a Grenadier squad. He used up all his manpower, manning all these support guns here. The mortar, the machine gun, the other machine gun, the mortar, and the AT gun. And he kept remanning. We just kept killing him. So massive manpower drain on him there. Anyway, I'm going to be sneaky. I'm going to keep my crocodile right here to see if the Panzer Grenadiers are going to come around the side there. So Panther out for him. That's good. Still damaged tank. Look at them. They're like trying to take this over. So I'm really hoping they kind of pop around to the corner here. That'd be excellent for me actually. I'm going to start capturing some territory here. I'm making a lot of infantry because I don't really have any. My machine gun is moving up. I'm actually going to consider building headquarters around this area here, actually near this house. That way I can reinforce my troops. This is like my territory. I'm going to keep this now. Nick is on the ice. Very dangerous, his veteran tanks here. An AT or a rocket could sink that thing, actually. I've actually seen very heavy tanks sunk by a Panzerfaust on the ice here. Anyway, try to destroy the enemy weapons behind there, left behind here. I don't need this guy remanning it again. So I'm going to destroy that. Now he's going to have some infantry that's going to try to push up here. But here's what I'm going to see. I see I have an advantage over here. Because I can start shooting at them from across the river. And if they try to cross, I will be able to probably sink them. So we're going to basically be sniping these guys over here. And we actually almost wipe out that Vet 2 tank here. My tank itself is Vet 2, so I'm going to start shooting at him. I'm going to pull back this guy just slightly. Try to kind of lead him maybe over the ice or something. That fails to take place actually. I've not destroyed that AT just yet either, so I am definitely taking shots at their Tiger here, which is still pretty damaged. Nick does have some very veteran tanks over here. He's doing very well with armor preservation. I actually decided to keep the AT and man it myself. And he's going to call us to get out. I'm going to try to pull back here. I got hit there, and I'm going to lose my tank there. That was completely devastating. I just lost a squad. And I lost my Firefly, I lost a squad, and I also lost my AT gun here that I briefly manned there. Good news is, I did keep both engineer squads who are going to help repair me. So that hurt, but not as bad as I think. His Panther did get destroyed back here. Nick's tanks, look at them just like sliding around the ice. The Easy 8s are quite a good tank. I really enjoy using them as the Americans. So Panther's dead. So we have that, and we have another Vet 2 Panzer IV. I'm a little vulnerable over here. I definitely need to grab another tank out. I'm going to grab another Sherman Firefly. I feel like I have a good combination with the Crocodile to take out the anti-infantry. And then I have the anti-tank. This is probably one of the heaviest. I mean, you have the Comet for the British also. That is 500 manpower, though. So, yeah. That Firefly should do a lot of, should help protect me. But I was talking about the Comet. So the Comet actually, it costs a lot of fuel for what you get from it. I mean, this guy shoots really slow, though, too, so it's a balance. So at this point, our opponents really, they have a Tiger over here. I mean, we have the victory point here. They do have a damage. They're trying to repair their guy here with a damaged turret here. He's going to fall back. I'm calling artillery down at this guy here. Just kill all these guys here. Now, if they're not careful, they can be in a lot of trouble over here. And I'm reman this, and I'm going to fall back here. I'm going to try to build this into reinforce here. So I'm feeling pretty good about my own position right now. Nick does have all his tanks getting repaired here. It looks like those are both his crews there. 24 kills, one destroyed. 2 vehicles. No vehicles. And look at that, just devastating. He's managed to hit me there though, so I gotta be careful. I'm gonna pull back a little bit. I am gonna, with my one engineer here, out of my squad here, I will be building this fort assembly area to basically completely lock this down. Nick is gonna push up and actually just wiped out that Tiger quite quickly here, and he wiped out those guys there, and rockets are going in. So I don't know why he's backing up into those guys, but they are Bet 3, they are shooting very quickly. They also have the bonus of being in the radio together. So Nick basically just wiped out all their armor.
He's down to only 50 points.
And he's going to fall back from this to try to preserve some of his armor here, but he makes sure that guy. That's when our opponents surrendered there. So good game to our opponents. Hope you guys enjoyed this match. Here are the kills and deaths here. You can see Nick did, I had more kills than him actually. But good game to our opponents. It was a fun match. It was definitely kind of cool to show you the how we got pushed all the way back to our base here. Now we were able to overcome that, mainly because of the Luftwaffe, the Luftwaffe Doctrine's failure of just leaving all these support guys. He really didn't seem to help his ally out too much. Anyway, Coppermint 2 and sign off, and leave some comments down below and leave a like.